So good afternoon, my friends. Joy here. It's after 2 o'clock already. Yes. Jerry and I decided to go to town today to see the damage. And evidently the whole wide world decided to go to town to see the damage. The traffic was unbelievable. But yeah, it's really, really awful where it hit. Massive damage to a boat storage place. Whatever kind of storage you put there. Whatever was in storage is all over everywhere, and the storage buildings are just gone. Our favorite restaurant is called Gecko's, you know, like the little gecko guy. And we went there, and she got the actual beginning of the damage. It blew the heater off her roof and broke out one of her windows. So they had no heat today. And fortunately, I had brought a sweater and Jerry had brought a jacket. So we sat in there, and then there were some people by us that we started talking to, and they said that there was a lot of damage down at Buncombe Creek. Buncombe Creek is 21 miles from us here, maybe more than 21 miles, on a different part of the lake. And we used to go there when our girls were little. We used to take them there. We used to go to the lake every other weekend at least. And we would come down here and we would rent a little trailer. And the trailer would have 2 bedrooms and a kitchen and a little living room, you know, and a bathroom. And we would rent that for the weekend. And we went to Buncombe Creek many times. And it evidently is no longer there. The people next to us at the restaurant live at Buncombe Creek, and they weren't affected, but you know how it can be right next to you. And she said they took a lot of damage there. And so then it came on up the 21 miles into our town and ripped through that area about a quarter of a mile, maybe less, from where our business used to be. The building that we built is still there, but we sold it, remember? So pretty close to it. Walking distance for sure, 1 or 2 blocks away. So, Dollar General, she said the whole back end of their store's gone. It was closed, you couldn't get into it. So I feel so sorry for those people. And the insurance people were there. The insurance people were there at the restaurant today. So, you know, people have insurance. It will all eventually get fixed and hopefully be nicer after it's fixed than it was before it got damaged. But, boy, those storms, they are really something. All right, let's talk about something that's a favorite subject of mine. Let's talk about friendship today. How's that sound? Enjoying fellowship. A poet once described friends as the sunshine of life. I myself, and remember, I'm reading what somebody wrote. When I say I myself or me, it's not me. I didn't write this. This was actually written by Lucy Swindoll under You Bring the Confetti. I guess that's a book she wrote or something. I myself have found that the day is certainly much brighter when I'm sharing it with my friends. Enjoying fellowship is one of life's sweetest blessings and joys. What would we do without people and the many shadings of companionship? That's a good word for it, shadings. The many shadings of companionship and camaraderie. We need friends in our lives, friends with whom we not only discuss deep issues and confide our secrets, fears, or sorrows, but with whom we can laugh, play, and even cry. The best times in life are made 1,000 times better when shared with a dear friend. And you know my little joy journal's falling absolutely apart because it's so old. Camaraderie is definitely a part of friendship, and camaraderie itself can often produce friendships too. When we reach out to others, they reach out to us. It's a two-way street, a street practically lined with balloons and streamers in celebration of the unique bonds of friendship. Yes, a true friend. A true friend. I've always said the only true friend I've ever had is Jerry and Jesus. And up till now, that's been very true. I've had a lot of true friends who have dumped me because of a disagreement, or I told you one girl dumped me because I married Jerry, and she said, "You're going to be happy and I'm going to be miserable. I don't want to be your friends anymore." Disagreements, some people will just dump you. They remember the one thing you disagreed about and that you're going to always disagree about, but they don't remember the 10,000 other things you do agree about and that you have in common and that you love about each other. I don't know how many friends I've had that just stopped liking me. I have letters from these people. I have letters from them. I love you. I adore you. I will never disappoint you. I will never let you down. I will always be there for you. You can call me anytime, day or night. I love you so much. And haven't heard from them, seen them, talked to them. I've sent Christmas cards, sent texts, used to, no response. It's just shocking to me. Shocking. Really and truly. But those aren't really true friendships, are they? But a true friendship is Jerry and Jesus and a few people in my life right now that I would count true friends. My Philly, Terry. I have a brand new friend named Avandra, and I don't really know her in person yet, but we spent a lot of time texting and talking and hope to meet one day soon. And of course, you know my good friend Viv. But Viv and I have never met in person either. So I don't know, the different friends for different seasons, I think that's very true. And Viv and I are not totally alike at all. We are very different in many ways. But we get along really, really well. We just hit it off. We're internet friends, for those of you who may not know. And we just hit it off, and it's so refreshing to have somebody like that in your life. Much younger. My friends are always younger than I am. Even Philly's younger than I am. Terry's younger than I am. Everybody's younger than I am. Avandra's younger than I am. Viv's younger than I am. Everybody. But now my friend Margaret, she's a little bit older than I am. And who else did I have up there? My friend Mary. Mary's younger than I am. So age, you know, when you get over being a certain age and you get to where you're retired, when you're done with your work and you're retired, it's like age doesn't matter anymore. You know, you just like each other, and it doesn't matter how old you are. And I like that because I'm the oldest. So I really appreciate that people still like me, even though I'm the oldest. All right, let's talk about some scriptures that go along with today's friendship challenge. Hebrews 10:24 and 25. And let us consider one another in order to stir up love and good works, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as is the manner of some, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as you see the day approaching. What day is that? That's the day of Jesus' return, I'm sure. All right, that was Hebrews 10:24 and 25. Here's 1 John 1:7. But if we walk in the light, as he is in the light, we have fellowship with one another, and the blood of Jesus Christ, his Son, cleanses us from all sin. So, friends, have I forgotten any of my friends? I hope I didn't forget somebody. I tell you, this 71-year-old brain. I'm making something for a good friend right now. She has a birthday in a few days. And I can hear my embroidery machine in there. Did you hear it going? It just quit. So I've got to finish that up and get a gift in the mail for her. And then I'm going to go back to this silly quilt. Oh, the block yesterday just about did me in. My machine wasn't working right. I know a lot of you probably don't quilt or sew. Most of you do, though. I think you came from my sewing channel. But your sewing machine has a needle that moves over so many times. And I'm using my Bernina 740. And the needle moves over even with a little tiny hole foot. It will still move over 3 or 4 places. Well, I didn't realize it. I was moving it over, and the screen said it was moved over, but it really wasn't. It was still in the center. So I sewed for hours yesterday with 2 wide of a 1/4 inch seam. It was the most difficult block yet, block number 8. I worked on it for 10 hours yesterday, and I tore it out, sewed it again, tore it out, sewed it again. And every time I sewed it, it was sewing the fat 1/4 inch even though I had moved it over. And I kept thinking, I'll move it over more, I'll move it over more. I called the Bernina repair people. The Bernina repair people told me they didn't know what was wrong. They didn't know how to fix it. The repairman would be there Thursday if I wanted to call back. Anyhow, Vonda told me this morning, get your butt in there and get block 9 and make it. So I'm skipping block 8. She's so sweet. She even offered to make block 8 for me if I'd send her the fabric. Now that's a friend. That's a good friend right there, let me tell you. But I would do that for her too. But she's a better quilter than I am. You know, I'm into applique. Applique. Piecing is not my best feature. It's not my best talent. I'm not real great at piecing. I've done it. But usually I do it and redo it and redo it and redo it to get it right. But I prefer applique. It's just, you know, you slap a circle on there and sew around it, or slap a heart on there and sew around it, and you don't have to piece a bunch of little diamonds and triangles together. You want to see the block I screwed up? We'll show it to you. I got 2 of them to sort of come out right, but they're not perfect. This is it. This is the block. And there's 16 of them. But it's not really long enough because the seams are just too wide in the back from beginning to end. So Vonda told me I have to do block 9. It's already 2:20 in the afternoon, and I've got to finish up this gift for my friend. So I better let y'all go, and I've got to go get busy and upload this video. Have a good one, my friends. I'll be back tomorrow.